What's up, YouTube subscribers, social media? Welcome to this YouTube channel. I'm so glad that you're a part of this. Thank you so much. Listen, I've been sharing this book, Instincts. I've been sharing this, episode 1. Go check it out. But this is episode 2, where I'm talking about the things that I've learned in this book. I always say this: leaders are readers and readers are leaders. I got that from somebody, don't know who, but it is very important. There are things that are hidden in books, man. But these are the books, and I shared on my YouTube channel 10 books that changed my life, and this was one of those books. I just read it a couple of months ago, and oh my God, it has awakened some things in me, and it has allowed me to see some things. So I'm ready to share part 2 with you with this book on when there's no turning back. When there is no turning back, you learn that, and I want to show you that in this book. All right, grab your pen, piece of paper. Let's get these principles and make it happen. Let's go. You decided to be single. Remember why you decided to stay married. So in episode 1, I told you how this book, Instinct, allowed me to see that there's number one, no limits. Oh my God, I found out there's no limits. I found out that there was a creative side of me that was, oh my God, awakening, that was already there. Also, the edge of your side of me, the edge of your side of you. You'll learn that in this book. You'll also learn that the organized side of you, the organized side of you. And then it was 2 more I shared. Don't want to go through that, but those are the things that I shared. But I also shared with you that instinct has a way of leading you forward. Maybe I didn't, but if I didn't, let me add that. Instincts has a way of leading you forward to your divine destiny that is created and designed for you, to your divine destiny. And it's learning that, walking into it, it's that feeling that you have that it's already there, and it's called the gifts that's on the inside of you. And sometimes your gift is effortlessly done. And sometimes it's just there, but you just need somebody to shake it up. This is the book. Yeah, this is the book to read to shake that up. As I stated, I'm reading Soar, and oh my goodness. Yeah, awesome book. Amazing. Just as great as Instincts, but a little bit, it's more of a roadmap in how to get the startup of your business. And so life-changing, always ready to learn, always ready to grow. And I encourage you to always do the same. And I pray these principles. And if you don't read, that's why I'm giving you the stuff. Just in case if you're not a reader, check these out. These principles and things that I want to share with you is when there's no turning back. He talks about that in the book. When there is no turning back, when you realize that as far as you came, it would be crazy for you to go backwards. It would be better for you to go forward, right? You realize that at the end of the day, ain't no turning back for you. There's no turning back for me. And if I turn back, I'm not going back to my dung. I'm not going back to the things that look familiar or feel okay. You learn that in this book, that you cannot go backwards, but you got to go forward. But what we do is we allow fear to come in. We allow doubt to come in, and we allow the opinions of others to come in. And when we do that, when we do that, we find ourselves saying, I'm only going to go as far as I have came. And then we end up taking our dreams, our ideas, our edgy side of us to our graves. Point blank, period. Yeah. We end up taking it to our grave. And so this book awakens all that and make you realize, okay, you need to live life here on earth and go ahead and live it now and leave a legacy and all that stuff. He probably don't talk about that, but I'm going to always say that. Leaving a legacy. And so here's the thing that I found out. 3 things I want to share with you really, really quick on when there is no turning back. It's not how many times you have failed. It's what you've learned each time you got back on your feet. He talks about that. It's not how many times you have failed. It's what you've learned each time you got back on your feet. There's so many failing moments. Even as a mother, as a wife, I have failed. I have made some terrible mistakes. But it wasn't the failing moments that I stayed. I had to learn from those mistakes, and then I had to try again. I will never forget with my daughter how I made the mistake of putting the church before them. And I realized that at the end of the day, I failed. I made a mistake. I wasn't doing the things I should have been doing as a mother and putting the church before them. And it wasn't their fault. It wasn't the church fault. It was my fault. Like, I didn't even realize I was doing it, but I took in consideration of what they thought and how they felt. And I started making changes right then and there. And even in your midst of changing, you may hurt someone else, but at the end of the day, I had to make sure I did what was right for my babies. And so I did that. And now today I am proud mother to say they can talk to me about everything from the bank account to the bedroom. And sometimes I want to cover my ears, but I keep them open. I can't wait to bring them on in the month of May to discuss, those different things. So I love my relationship with my daughters, and I love where we're going, and we're still learning and we're still growing, but I'm going to have some more failing moments, and I got to be okay with that. But the key thing is getting up. Here's a key thing. When it comes down to you realizing there's no turning back, you don't mind failing forward. Go ahead, mess up. Go ahead, make a mistake. Go ahead and learn from those mistakes and learn from those failing moments. That's going to be important, and not just important for you, but it's going to grow you. Y'all, my nose is itching. I'm so sorry, but it's going to grow you spiritually to go to the next level in your life. You learn from your mistakes, and those mistakes are turned into messages, and those messages are turned into a miracle moment for you, because you're like, God, it wasn't nothing but a miracle that you brought me through that. Thank you, Lord. It would not. And you realize who the glory really goes to. And it's not to you, but it's to God, because of all the things that he has done in your life. Yes, I know grandma and them said it, but you find out from your failures. You need your mistakes. You need your mess ups. Number 2, the world is our university, and everyone you encounter is your teacher. Oh, when he said that, I highlighted it. I said, I got to highlight that. The world is our university, and everyone you encounter is your teacher. When you wake up, you make sure you are ready for school. That's what he says in this book, man. When you wake up, be ready for school. Be ready to learn. Be ready to listen. Be ready to take notes. Whatever it is, allow the world to be your greatest university. Allow every encounter that you have with someone to be your teacher. Every encounter that I had today has been my teacher. I got to allow it to be my teacher. Number 3, successful people follow their instincts beyond the emotions of their failures. What you say? Say that again. T.D. Jakes said, the successful people follow their instincts beyond the emotions of their failures. There are people out there like Oprah and Tyler Perry. They could tell you how many times they failed, they made mistakes. But here's the thing. They have just as many failing moments as you and I that's watching. They have just as many failing moments, but you won't know how to be more successful if you do not fail. There are moments. We just made a mistake the other day, man. I was just like in business, and it was just, we didn't make some mistakes, but at the end of the day, it has made us better to where this go round, the mistake that was about to be made, because we already made a mistake like that, we made sure we didn't make it this time, which worked out in our favor, but if we didn't learn from that, we wouldn't have known how to handle this mistake. So I come to tell you, or this failure, I come to tell, well, it wasn't a failure. Let me park right there, sidebar real quick. No, baby, we won that test. Come here, glory. Won't he do it? You win in the end if you keep going. So we won that test because the last one we failed. So this time we made sure that we didn't fail that test. So it's learning. I ain't gonna share the test yet because it's still some more to the puzzle of the test that we still got to learn, right? So you're in the middle of learning. And here's the thing, when you're in the middle of learning, you realize that you cannot go back. Yeah, why? What you gonna go back to? Come here, let me ask you that. Come here, Glory. What are you gonna go back to? Back to what? Back to the way you used to be? Back to your old way of thinking? Back to your old way of doing things? Or are you going to continue to go forward? Because even though I can't see it, I believe it. Even though I can't faith, I'm trying to faith it because I can't see those things. Faith is the substance of those things, hope for, and the evidence of those things unseen. Because it's unseen to me, I can't move forward. Oh, yes, you can. Go ahead, sis, bruh. Move forward in the things that God has called you to do. And watch your life be changed. And why go backwards when it's going to delay your destiny and your divine, in the divine plan of God? So I just refuse. I refuse to go backwards. And I'm learning that when you and I decide to go backwards, we become stuck in this maze. And it's hard to get back to the place that you were before. Whenever I went backwards, I'm done. I really am. Whenever I went backwards to do things because we all had that moment, right? Where you go backwards. And whenever I went backwards, I found myself trying to get through life like it was a maze. And it was hard to get back to the place that I remembered. So what I learned to do is keep going forward, even when I can't see it. I believe that God can do it. Even when I can't trace it, I believe that God, you didn't give me this instinct for nothing. And God, if you told me to do this, and if I heard your voice for me to do A, B, C, D, and E, you didn't change your mind about what you said. You didn't change your mind about what you said about me. You didn't change your mind about this idea. You never change your mind. If this was you, you never change your mind about it. And if he never changed his mind about that idea, keep pushing, keep going. When quitting is no longer your option. That's who I'm talking to. It's no longer your option. All you can do is move forward. But another way you can move forward, get the book. Go get this book, Instincts by T.D. Jakes, and allow it to change your mind. I'm going to come back with part 3. Look at that for next week, part 3. Instincts. Until next time, remember, you are a product of God's grace and mercy when you see yourself through God's eyes and not people. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.